Chapter 23. Early the next morning, Alexis and I were in the common room while the Cadens showered and Devon slept, trying to decide what to do with the day while we waited for Reese to make his decision. I'd kill for a real cup of coffee. Alexis collapsed onto the sofa. There's a coffee pot in kitchenette, I suggested. That's not real coffee, it's a coffee substitute. I laughed. Well, there's a coffee shop on the corner, we could go down and bring coffee up for everyone. Do you think we should? Why not? I said, we're not going far and we're not meeting anyone. I scribbled a quick note for the guys, in case we didn't get back before they started looking. We grabbed our purses and left. What was your impression of Reese last night? I asked, while we waited for the elevator to reach the ground. I like him. I'm confident he'll make the decision carefully and get back to us. Do you think he's going to want to do it? From his reaction last night? I think it's likely. Will you have a problem with Ridges being there? I thought about it for a second before shaking my head. No, I have no problem with it, as long as he doesn't keep me from concentrating. I get the feeling that he's more curious than anything, which I expect will be a common reaction once word gets out. We stepped off the elevator and headed out the front door together, nodding to the doorman as we passed. Once word gets out, you'll do more traveling, but I'm willing to bet that there will be some who come to you too. We started for the coffee shop that Devon and I had been visiting for the last couple of days. It was just down on the corner and not far enough to justify taking the car. We'd made the trip a couple of times and I knew we could walk the distance, get coffee and be back in 10 to 15 minutes. No big deal, right? Wrong. Someone had been waiting for us to leave the hotel. I don't know if they would have struck if the guys had been with us, but they made their move now. We hadn't gotten halfway down the block before I felt a sharp sting on the outside of my arm. Thinking I'd been stung by a bee, I reached up to touch it and felt something sticking out instead. I pulled it out and looking at it, discovered it was a small dart. Confused, I turned to Alexis to see if she knew what it was, only to find her missing. I looked around and down, and there she was, lying on the ground beside me. I knew something was wrong, very wrong. I started to look around again, looking for whoever had shot us, but my knees gave out. I fell to the ground as the world went black around me.